Hello everybody, welcome to the Shogun Social Podcast, where every single episode we're going to be going through social media. Things we hate, things we love, creators we like, things that have just changed, industry updates, everything like that. So if this is something you like the sound of, please give us a like and a follow down below, and we will look forward to checking out your comments as well. So we have myself, I am George, we have
Freddie,
and we have
Amy.
Nice. And we're going to be going through, like I said, creator highlights, things we like, things we hate. And today we are going to start with Freddie's industry news. So Freddie, please go ahead. What's been happening?
Sure, no worries. So it's not the conventional industry news from myself. Right. I wanted to, it's more like I've seen that a lot of brands, actually football teams, are collaborating with like brands. So I saw that AC Milan have collaborated with the Rolling Stones. Obviously, completely random, right? And they've done this merchandise. It's like the badge with the tongue coming out of it. Super weird. But I wanted to bring it up because obviously I made a list. So Jordan, PSG, obviously ongoing. Juventus have done one with Palace, and Inter Milan have done Montclair as well. I was just going to talk about if you guys think that this will, not just in football, but sport, if it will develop. You know, you might have like watch companies collaborating with teams and stuff like that. I just wanted to get your guys' take on that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I feel like that's nothing new, is it? The idea of collaboration. Yeah. You know, like it's just social media is just the newer thing. I mean, there's been companies, drinks companies, perfume companies collaborate with
I think I recently saw actually that Adidas are doing a collab with Gucci.
Yeah, they are.
So it seems that a lot of companies are jumping on this trend. I think it's because if you like one brand, they're collaborating with another one because they're trying to maybe promote sales or...
Yeah, and there are some that directly come from social media with, like you mentioned, Gucci.
Yeah.
Gucci partnered with Francis Bourgeois, the train guy.
Yes.
Where they just, like, put some clothes on him.
And it's not just businesses,
just social media.
It's it's actually people as well. Like, I'm pretty sure Jack Grealish is, like, an actual Gucci ambassador. I'm not sure he's an ambassador or he wears their clothes, basically.
7-figure deal as well.
Of course it bloody is.
It's huge. Like, I think that's the way that businesses are kind of going forward, is doing these collabs with other businesses.
Yeah. Are those new, latest kind of like collaborations that you've noticed then, Fred?
Yeah, so I know the Palace Juventus one isn't this season, but the Rolling Stones, PSG and Jordan's obviously ongoing. And then Montclair, I think, is this season with Inter Milan as well. But do you think that it will phase out? Obviously, you've got like Nike, Adidas that make it. But do you think you will see like Louis Vuitton, all these other brands creating, not just football, basketball, having like a Louis V basketball jersey? Because like you said, people are tapping. I saw the Gucci Adidas. They've got Serge Gnabry, who's an ambassador for Adidas. He's like wearing it all. So they're just combining and then just...
It's obviously two different like price ranges. So like, because the regular person would be able to buy Adidas, but they might not be able to buy Adidas Gucci because it's too expensive. Or likewise with like other companies like Louis Vuitton. Like if you want to buy a basketball jersey, but it's going to be like hundreds of pounds. So you'd rather just buy the normal jersey. So maybe it's like appealing to those kind of higher, with the designers, the higher end market. So they see their brand being worn by not higher end people and such, but people who can afford obviously that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Have you seen specific posts about this?
Yeah, I saw
style on social media.
I followed loads of football teams on LinkedIn because I love it how on different platforms they're fun and everything like that, but they share more business updates. And AC Milan shared that they did a collaboration with the Rolling Stones, and I just thought, apart from their colours, red, white, and black, I just thought, you guys got nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, that's true. Nothing to do with it. Yeah, that's the thing about social media as well, is that it favors iconography. Yeah. So the Rolling Stones logo, the tongue, cartoon tongue with the lips, that says Rolling Stones. And that can be plastered all over a social media post. You could put that in the corner of a social media carousel, and that would, that's the Rolling Stones partnership straight away.
I saw this week as well, because not just collab, but sponsors Barcelona, sponsored by Spotify. Yeah. And a creator was doing a review on it, and he said, wouldn't it be fun if fans could get their favorite song, QR code, whatever, on their shirt? And I thought, wow, that would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be really... Maybe like a QR code so you could scan it. Yeah. Or I know with Spotify, they do a kind of like mini...
They do, yeah.
Mini thing that
you
barcode.
Can...
Yeah, and you can have it on your shirt. And I thought, another way of personalisation.
Or even like it doesn't even need to be on the shirt. It could be in like a barcode inside the shirt if even the club didn't want it shown on their shirt.
Very true.
Yeah, that's a really good idea actually. They should do that.
Yeah, that whole thing on social media, I don't think that's never going to stop, is it, of partnerships. I think that's even going to get even more so because social media is becoming so much more accessible for brands and stuff. Even, like, you know, we were talking recently about Mercedes F1. Mercedes have a separate social media presence for their F1. I don't know the name of it, something like the whole account name is like Mercedes AMG something F1, and it's like a long account name. But as long as they're doing things like that, it means that it'll be easier for certain companies to tag Mercedes and collaborate with them. I think that's never going to stop, is it?
I really like it. One I just thought of actually is D Squared sponsored Man City, but it wasn't their kit. It was just their, like, when they travel to games, so they wear D Squared suits and stuff like that. But I love it. Like, I see online as well, like graphic designers do these really wacky designs where they do, like, you know, Louis Vuitton versus with Man United, stuff like that. But I think it's incredible. Not just football. I love, you know, baseball, boxing, pair of Louis V gloves punching you in the face.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
Absolutely. That'll be a freeze frame shot for social media, I think. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's an interesting story then, because I don't think that's ever going to change. Collaborations on social media, I think it's only going to get easier, but that's just my opinion.
Following on from, if we continue the football theme, I know we're continuing it. For my weekly trends this week, obviously it wasn't released this week, but it was a couple of weeks ago. Southampton Football Club, they have become the first Premier League team to release an NFT of their original kit design. So the kit design, which has been revealed for their new kit this season. They said that they've created it, showcase the original digital design during each kit, which are bold and braver than ever before. So obviously they've created this NFT. Their director of marketing and partnerships said that while we appreciate that not everyone will be ready to dive into the world of NFTs, we want to be bold in giving our supporters the choice to explore this exciting and new era. So if you're interested in it, like, you can go, I think it's on OpenSea, so you can place bids on OpenSea to buy it. Now, I don't know much about NFTs, so I can't speak from experience, but what do you guys think about this, about a football club releasing an NFT?
Did they announce this on social media then?
Yes.
I see. And was it a formal press release? Did they say, we have, like, you know, a title, text, or was it just like, blob, here's a photo of the NFT? You know, how formal did they make the post?
There's a photo of what kind of the NFT will look like, not in obviously detail. I went on OpenSea today and actually saw the NFT, and it is cool. Like, it's a 3D kind of visual design. You can see it, and then obviously there's other things you can unlock when you have the NFT. But yeah, just it's a bit of a weird one, I think.
Yeah,
Becoming the first Premier League team to release something like that. I know Liverpool have released something in the past. I think it's where they've had one with all of their players and Jurgen Klopp. But yeah, the kit design, owning that as an NFT. Yeah. Would you guys do that?
No. I'd love to read the comments on that post. I'd love to read the comments on it.
It's funny, the comments I saw when it was released, loads of people were like, you're very detached from what the fans want. Well, I get why they're doing it, because it's like, it's
innovative and it's forward thinking, because there must be some fans that want to own something like that are really, you know, they want that NFT.
I wonder if football shirt collectors would dip into that.
Probably, yeah.
But they did mention that it's not something that you can make your money on this NFT. It's kind of just like a collector's item. But like someone who, I don't know, there's a very wide fan base. Like, you have the Gen Z, what they'll know about NFTs. I mean, I don't really know much about them. And then you'll get someone like my dad who probably wouldn't even know what an NFT is. And there's obviously like that older generation of like people's granddads and nans and granddads, and they wouldn't know that.
Yeah, I was explaining to my uncle about that exactly. Yeah. He was like, what's an NFT? And I was like, oh.
It's a fair question.
Yeah. Interesting. I think it's brave. I thought it would come from one of the big... I personally wouldn't buy it just because I think I can just have the real kit. I know if you buy that, you get a free physical kit.
Right.
So to be honest with you, I think I saw the bid today, and one of the bids for the NFT, I don't know how many there are, one of the bids for the NFT on the home kit, I think was like $200.
You
A lot of money.
I mean, you just go buy one. You could
You
buy a
just go
physical
buy a
one, 50
kit.
quid.
Yeah.
As a money-making project for Southampton FC, you totally see the appeal, don't you? Because it's the same reason as any, loyal fan base, body.
Mm-hmm.
If they release anything that's like a collector's item
Yeah.
and they claim it's a collector's item, they will sell it no matter
Yeah.
what. Same as anything that has a loyal fan base, they can say, oh, here's the football boots of someone who scored like 40 years ago.
Yeah.
They're going to sell for like 40 grand or something like that. So as a money-making scheme, it totally makes sense.
And I think if we look at in the world of social media as well, they're creating talk, like we're talking about this. It's something that people can talk about, and they'll talk about Southampton being the first club to do something like.
You could see that
releasing
develop into like the points that I made. So you'd be like a PSG Jordan kit. Oh, but we actually have exclusive designs and NFT that you can buy.
Yeah.
So you can see it just.
Yeah, you see the point. As a social media project as well, you can see the appeal because people are going to talk about it. And like I said, I'd love to read the comments on that post.
And then it just goes back to the talking about Southampton, and we're speaking about the club.
Yeah.
So the club's being promoted. Like, it's kind of like this big circle in the sense of they release an NFT, and it gets released on social media. But again, we're talking about the club, so it's promoting the club.
Yeah. Do you know, if we consider social media as part of a wider marketing landscape, do you know if they announced this NFT in any other marketing channels? Do you know?
I think it was released on all their socials.
Okay.
I believe it was released on all
I
their
saw it
socials.
actually come from reporters more than the club. I
Yeah,
don't think they
like-
did a press release.
Yeah, I saw The Athletic
Sure.
release something. It was a lot of other like Twitter accounts that
Okay.
like follow Southampton, or in like not as such the Sport Bible. I think it's maybe Sports Bet or something, an account like that. They tweeted something about it. So it's these accounts again that are tweeting stuff about Southampton, and they're atting Southampton. So all their it's like a mini promotion such.
Yeah, publicity
because-
stunt.
Exactly,
in a way,
because they're all atting Southampton.
Yeah.
And more people probably going on their page, so it's creating, more interactions, more engagement, more reach.
I mean, do you know if there's any other marketing channels, for example, did they advertise this on posters or on TV adverts or on radio adverts
Not that I'm
or
aware
on
of,
billboards,
no.
magazines?
I
I think it
think,
was purely on social media.
Right. See,
and they
I
didn't
think
do
that's
the away kit either.
Right.
No.
I think that's the key here is that Southampton FC have come up with this marketing publicity stunt. Good on them. Why not? People will buy it. It's a collector's item. But they were clever because they saw, I'm guessing, that no one outside of the world of social media will care.
Yeah.
So they haven't been advertising this on billboards and in magazines and things like that. I mean, I don't know. They might have, but
And
I might be wrong about that.
obviously
But
they're
only
the
social
first
media.
club to do so. So, say, I don't know, another club in the Premier League or in any league, they release this NFT. They're not going to have all of the talk about it because Southampton are the first club.
Sure.
I mean, they might say that, they're the second club or they're releasing it, but the first club, I think, gets a lot more engagement, a lot more reach because we're all talking about it. Because it's something out of the ordinary, which a football club has done. You wouldn't think they would do something like this, but they have.
Yeah, publicity stunt.
I'm not sure if any other clubs or teams around the world have done something like this. Maybe basketball teams. I don't think I've seen anything as such yet. But maybe that is something which people might start to delve into because they see it kind of as like a marketing kind of publicity stunt as such. But yeah, it's interesting. They've done something like that and very forward thinking. Very forward thinking.
Yeah, interesting. It is a publicity stunt. I think. Yeah. And it's worked, I suppose. Yeah. Well, my creator highlight of this episode is a YouTube channel called Psyched Substance, who I don't watch. I think this video popped up my YouTube recommended because it just was picking up traction. It was just a special video from this one channel. And I was looking at that channel, and it's this one guy who has a massive history. He's American, has a massive history of riding the line between legal and illegal in terms of using psychedelics. So he's very careful about what he has done in the past. I think, I'm not speaking for him, but I think he has had addiction in the past, and he's now grown out of it. But now he uses certain psychedelics in a legal way, and that's kind of his YouTube channel, which is a fascinating YouTube channel. No doubt, because you learn about the legalities of it.
Yeah.
And he does these things though, like he interviews doctors, he interviews scientists about the actual effects of psychedelics. and they will try them in like a controlled environment, like
wow.
really in a legal way, and they'll film it. So that's a fascinating YouTube channel, you know. The reason that I'm highlighting this is because this one video who I'd never heard of this channel before popped up, and it was called something like, just the title was, wait, the thumbnail was this guy on like a mountain. He's like hiking, and he looks really sad. And the title was, "My family left me," something like explanation in the video, something like that. And I was like, that looks so clickbaity.
Yeah, very
But
clickbaity.
like, I'll just give it a go, because sometimes you got to give clickbait a go. You got to just go, whatever, let's just click that. It might be funny. And the whole video is him filming on his phone, and he's hiking down the mountain or up, you know, through a forest. And he's explaining like, "Hey guys, I'm back. As you know, I've had a history with this problem, blah, blah, blah." And he's explaining how he's had a history with addiction. And then he just like completely smoothly, like you wouldn't even notice, he just drops in the sponsor while still upset. It's so funny. And he's just like, yeah, and I was able to like research this, and when I was researching, you know, I stumbled upon a scene in a Disney movie, and this one Disney movie, I think you can watch it on Disney Plus, and if you get Disney Plus, you can get 2 weeks free by using the special code, blah, blah, blah. And then like while he's still talking, without even breaking a sweat, he overlays the like Disney Plus subscription screen on his video. Classic. And then after like 2 solid minutes of like doing his plug, he then goes right back into the like rant about his addiction. And all of the comments are just absolutely going off on him about how he's like got that sponsor message in so smoothly. And it's just so funny that I thought that like, I don't know him well, so I can't comment on whether I think that was like a legit video or not, or whether it was all just a like sponsorship stunt thing. But that, I think, like, he's just my creator highlight, because I thought, A, that was so funny, and B, the channel itself is quite interesting.
It sounds quite interesting.
Yeah, and that whole concept of like sliding in your sponsorship message in an addiction video.
I see it so much now in YouTube videos. Like, I watch a podcast called Saving Grace, and I think Jack Wills have been sponsoring her first couple of podcasts, or a couple of her podcasts, and then like midway through the video, she'll just stop talking. I think one of them was like, I can't remember what the company's called, like Manscaped or something.
Yeah.
And
they
it's
sponsor
so
everything.
funny. Or like you watch a YouTuber, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, when I search the internet, like I'm on like Amazon, I'm trying to find this. And when you go to honey.com, you can find your coupons. In one click of a button, you can press it." And it's like, they put it in so smoothly.
They do.
But I feel like sometimes you skip through them because you're like, oh, you know it's coming. But sometimes like they do it so well and so smoothly, you don't need to skip through them.
Yeah.
There is nothing worse. I was watching one last night about a football collector, and he talks, and he goes, "But before I get in,"
oh my God,
and you're
yeah.
like,
The classic.
I think that's where sometimes people go wrong, because they're like, "And before we get into the video, I'm going to talk about," and I'm like, "Oh no, skip. Like 2 minutes. Like it might be, it depends how long the sponsorship is, but sometimes they're so long, and you're just like,
sometimes it's so scripted as well.
Yes,
it's like they're reading off it.
So I'm not trying to insult anyone who does a sponsored message, because I have actually done exactly that in my own personal YouTube channel, where I had a sponsorship project for this one video, and for like in the middle of my video, like 1 or 2 minutes, I talked about this event that was happening in America, and the sponsorship was basically tickets sold, I would get a percentage, blah, 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 doesn't matter. But it wasn't out of the blue, because the whole event was 100% based on the topic of my YouTube channel. Yeah. So it was genuine.
Kind of like seem like an ad as such.
No. I mean, it was genuine though, because I wish I could have gone to this event. Like, it was in America, and it was not as the pandemic was finishing, so I couldn't have really gone. But I was honestly true saying, guys, here is an awesome event. Use my code to get tickets, and I honestly wish I could go. And I was honestly speaking the truth. Like,
I think it's funny where you see so many people jump on it. So I was watching a vlog that she does, like eating reduced food. Who wants to watch that, in my opinion? But halfway through she goes, it's like this like game on your phone, and it's like battles and bubble gum.
I see them really quite a lot.
And I just think, one, it doesn't fit her channel or anything. And she's like, you guys know how bored we get. I actually don't, because I don't know you. No. You're just eating reduced food.
I think I see sometimes like Chloe Ferry from Geordie Shore, like promoting like a game like Candy Crush. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't play,
Yeah.
you don't play this. Like,
Yeah.
if you do, fair enough, play for it. If you play that game, fair
Yeah.
enough. But you don't play that game. You're just doing it like because just as an ad.
And I think,
Yeah.
oh god, if you use my code, and you,
Yeah.
it was like you can unlock skins or something in this game, and I thought
Awesome.
it was aimed. I would say her audience is probably like teens to young
Yeah.
adults. This must have been like, I don't know, real kids game, and I thought you've sold your soul.
Yeah. Damn. Strong.
No, it works well when you're talking about the topic and you kind of like swindle it in. That's why I do
Yeah.
find those ones about like honey. I think it's honey, where you can do the coupon, you add it to your like browser, and it finds the coupon for you. So you don't have to search for it. But if they're talking about in the video and they kind of like swoop in a little bit, I think it's quite smart because I've thought a couple of times like, I should definitely download this.
Yeah.
Like, I should definitely download this. I can get a coupon just all my like favorite websites to buy things on. So I think it just needs to be relevant, but people just do it.
I'll tell you who does that quite well is Dad v Girls. Do you watch them?
No.
Oh, they
I
do
don't know.
like it's like, I don't know, it's called Pouch, where you get it's like a Chrome extension and it finds discounts and all
Yeah,
the
it's like that. Yeah.
And they do like, they'll do shopping challenge, so you have to get it under like £500 or something.
Oh, and then they use the
link it in really
codes.
smoothly. It's
That's
not like,
smart.
Yeah.
and
Because
it's
I
good.
bet people will watch that and go, actually, I'm going to use that. Because
Yeah, I just watch it. I just think, but it's good.
It is, yeah. Well, like I said, this one channel, Psyched Substance, had the least smooth. Well, the way he went into it was so smooth, but the topic was ridiculous. It was nothing to do with his like addiction, like lifestyle. It was just a Disney, like
it
Disney
was just
show.
a clickbaity like thing
Yeah.
that you click on.
It was so funny. Yeah, are we going to go over some hot takes of the week then?
Yeah.
Okay.
The first thing I want to do, right, is Elon Musk.
Oh, yeah.
I've been itching to talk about it. So he has reportedly pulled out again,
Yeah.
and it's based on.
I can't keep up.
I know.
I can't keep up with this.
It's based on the fact that apparently they're not providing, the fake accounts information.
Right. Yeah.
But someone from Twitter hit back and said apparently it was almost like staged. So they'd provide loads of information, he'd ask for more. And it kept going back and forth. And he said that you could almost set an alarm for when his team were going to come back and ask for more information. That's how repetitive it was getting.
Right.
So I don't know if it was a publicity stunt, but apparently he's pulled out, but Twitter are saying they've done all they can. What a mess.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it was a publicity stunt. I wouldn't be surprised.
Because like we mentioned in a previous podcast, we're sitting here talking about him. This is probably like one of the third podcasts we're mentioning Elon Musk.
Yeah. And I just think it's just really strange. But also he went through obviously getting more investment and stuff. So I honestly can't call it. I just think the whole thing's been a real mess.
Yeah.
I'd love to know what actually is going on with that, whether he really did want to buy it or whether it, like you said, was a publicity stunt.
Yeah, we'll never know. Yeah, I imagine that's he does stuff like that all the time though. Like he will tweet these random inflammatory
This
things.
is the thing, like, we don't know, but do we think that he has maybe done like some kind of deal with Twitter? Because I've mentioned to you guys before some of his tweets. Like he's like, I think there was a McDonald's one where he said he was buying Twitter and then they were like, no, can you buy McDonald's and sort out the milkshake machines?
Yeah, yeah.
Has he maybe done like a deal that, if I speak about Twitter and we both talk about each other, because we're talking about Twitter, not many people, I think people do use it, not as many as they use like TikTok or something like that. So have they done like a partnership where they're like, let's try and talk about it to boost the app a little bit?
Yep. I honestly
Who
wouldn't be
knows?
surprised. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that was just throwing it out there, but who knows?
Yeah, but he does do things like he will jump on a trend and say something silly, or at least tweet something silly, So I wouldn't put it past him that, maybe it was all a big publicity.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Who cares, really, I suppose? Because we're still using Twitter the same way, aren't we? Like, that hasn't really changed. I mean, Twitter's always releasing updates. Every platform's always releasing updates.
Yeah.
So Twitter's constantly changing.
They're testing in Korea, the US, and Canada collaborative tweets now. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Interesting because it grow. I feel like once you've got a base on there, you can grow quite quickly.
Yeah.
So I feel like
I think it's hard to grow on, but once you have the platform behind you and the users behind you, you can definitely grow.
I feel like it depends if you've got a a profile that someone will actually care about, if
And
you know
a
what I mean.
niche. I think you have to have a niche with Twitter.
Sure.
Or unless you come up with just crazy opinions
And time. I mean, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, those kind of accounts that just do the crazy opinions. It works, but I mean, do you want to do that? I don't know. My hot take is something I observed when I suppose generally looking at Instagram and TikTok. It's not necessarily a big deal, but it occurred to me that in the old days, and I suppose still now, it's not instantly easy to download a Instagram video, is it? If you're going to download the file to your phone or whatever, there is no button to do that. You can probably go to some dodgy website or some other app that will download it. Fine, you can do that. But within Instagram, there's no way to download a video. There's no way to download a video on YouTube unless you have YouTube Premium. And even then, it only downloads... I don't think it downloads the file into your device. I think it more downloads it into its own little...
Yeah, I think it's the same with Twitter as well. You can't download videos on Twitter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
TikTok, there's a save button right there.
Yes.
And it doesn't just have the file downloaded into a separate pocket. It downloads it as a file on your gallery that's like its own MP4 or whatever it is. So they're deliberately making it easier for them to have their videos shared. How often do you see a TikTok video uploaded to Twitter or Instagram? All the time.
All
right?
the time, yeah.
You see the TikTok logo
Yeah.
all the time.
And I think they've done that very smart.
Exactly.
Because they have they haven't just like done it so you can't see the photo of the TikTok icon.
Yeah.
You can see it in there.
Yeah.
They've included it, and they've included and the username is smaller underneath, but you can see the TikTok logo.
Yeah. And it moves.
Which is
that's
smart.
key.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. Is it struck me that all of these other platforms deliberately make it difficult to download their videos deliberately. TikTok deliberately made it easy. They said, screw that, we're going to make it easy. Just click a button, done. And because of that, about 5 years ago, you saw thousands of bloody TikTok videos on Instagram, or maybe like more recent, 3 years ago. You'd see, what is this logo floating around? Oh, it's that TikTok thing. Didn't there used to be Music Alley or whatever it used to be? And then, it struck me as such an interesting, obviously deliberate decision where they said, we're going to do the opposite of what everyone does. We're not going to make it difficult. We're going to make it easy.
That's sort of like with my hot take in the sense of like, TikTok is an app, I think, which is kind of revolutionizing social media as a whole because they're doing everything. They're listening to their users and they're putting things in which people want. They're putting this save button in that you can collab with other posts. There's so much to do on TikTok and it's constantly evolving because they're listening to their users, what their users want.
Yeah.
It's like have you seen Instagram on your profile now? They're not squares. You're actually they're stretched. Just like TikTok feed. It literally just looks the same. I feel like they're just running a marathon and everyone's behind. They're just trying to keep up.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
They constantly do things which you want to see in the app. You know, I've always said, why can't you edit tweets on Twitter? Once it's up, it's up. Like, that's it. It's gone. Yeah. Like, there's just so many things which I think apps could do but are not essentially doing because I don't know why, but TikTok seems to be at the top of that because maybe it's because it's more appealing to, you know, the Gen Z generation in the sense of like they're just listening to what they want. Yeah. But I think it's just a great app.
Is there one feature that you found all platforms don't do that's really annoying? If we take, for example, downloading a video, like we said, TikTok said, no other platform lets you download a video. We're going to do that. Is there any other feature you can think of that no platform does that like social media platform number 20 is going to pop up in 2 years' time and be the one to do that?
Like, I was just going to like... I feel like you can't venture too far. I feel like Be Real, come on.
Yeah.
Mate, that's flopped big time, in my opinion.
Well, saying that, my sister uses it every day.
Right.
So and so do her friends. Like they'd be like, "Oh, my Be Real notification come up. I need to do it now." Like I think we went to the Grand Prix, Silverstone. And my sister was like, "If my Be Real doesn't come up now, and I'm sat here with all the cars, like what am I gonna do?" But like, I don't use it anymore.
No,
so maybe that's. Am I too old?
Do you think it's because? Do you think it's because people would use it when they're actually doing stuff to show up? So say if you went on holiday, you'd be like, I'm going to post every day to be like, I'm here.
Yeah.
It takes away your control.
But we mentioned that, didn't we? In the sense of, you know, whenever my B-roll pops up, I'm in the office. So it's just going to be the same thing every day. Yeah. And I don't want to just sit there in the office like taking a selfie like...
That's why I stopped. Because I was either here in front of a screen or at home in front of a screen.
Yep.
I feel like sometimes you have to... It depends. Some people would do it differently, and they would maybe, if they were sat on the sofa, they'd get up and go stand outside and make themselves look like they're doing something. But some people just do it because they want to be real.
Yeah, interesting.
And that's what we're missing with Instagram, like we mentioned before in a podcast. With Instagram, it's all staged. You know, you can post what you want people to see.
I think going back to your point, I like just all platforms you can collaborate. Even Snapchat now, they're launching where you can collaborate on stories with people.
Yeah, I'd love to. I can't wait to see
just
how that
like
works.
that. I think, you know, Twitter, the collaborative, obviously we do it on Instagram and stuff like that. I think you should be able to do it on all platforms.
Yeah, that's so good. So yeah, your hot take was about TikTok, just listening to their audience, which is a very good point as well. Yeah, so that's all really good. Have we covered everything for today's episode?
I think
we have.
All
Nice.
Good.
Another one in the bag. So thank you everybody for listening and watching. If you liked the sound of this, please follow, because we're going to be releasing a new one every couple of weeks or even more soon than that. And yeah, give us a follow, give us a like, tell us below what you liked or hated. And yeah, follow Shogun for more. So thank you. I am George. This has been
Freddie
and
Amy.
And we will see you next time.